Fucking facts. Fucking facts. But we didn't even.
Oh shit!
There we go. I just do a quick flash.
So
Like strobe light this joint for a little bit.
But,
Just keep strobing it for the whole big thing.
dude, this is what happens when you start late. Like, dude, I swear to God, when I got home, my AC was sitting in front of my door. The air conditioner was sitting in front of my door. I plugged that bitch up. Felt cold breeze on my fucking ankles and went smack to sleep, bro.
It's like no AC, just a little bit of fan breeze.
Oh. Yeah, that joint didn't even come. It didn't even touch the top yet. That joint blew my ankles. That joint gave me an ankle orgasm, and I was about to say, out of here,
you go set like a little like tube going up your pant leg and everything, so it just gets like a tunnel right to the balls. That's what the fuck I'd do.
No, that's some redneck intervention right there, bro. That's
right. That's what we do, baby.
With it. That's why I'm mad with it. With it. With it. That's why I'm mad with it. Straight out the trap with it. Whatever you want, whatever you need, it's on tab. Get it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's where I'm at. Okay, you chasing clout? Oh no way, your shit turn.
What it do, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Elias in the building. Sounds like my audio is all the way fucked up right now.
A little bit.
Somebody ain't say nothing, you know.
I just now caught it because, you know, we got all this other stuff, you know. But I've often said that we are not a professional production yet. We're getting there, but we're not there yet.
You always say it, but
we're getting there. We're definitely doing better. But I'm also here, your boy Terrence G. Yeet, yeet, skeet, skeet. We got another episode of the I'ma Get in Trouble podcast for you mofos, you troublemakers, you heathens out there. They got things to say, things to do, and people to talk about. And it was going really well until Eddie just decided to, you know, do whatever it was that he just did there. But we are going to keep this thing going, man. I know it's been about a week since we did this. Maybe it was a little bit longer. Things have been a little bit crazy on everybody's end. We've got comedy everywhere. You got Loy out in Vegas doing comedy. I'm doing comedy out here in the Omaha area. Eddie's out there killing it in the New York area. So it's been weird. It's been weird trying to stamp down our schedules. It's been weird trying to keep this thing as regular with everybody's lives getting so divergent at times. But I think that that's a mark of some level of success is that we continue to pursue the podcast as things don't really match up. But we got some good stuff that we're going to talk about today, maybe, because if Eddie don't come back, I know ain't nobody trying to hear me talk for the whole last hour by myself. Okay,
I'm back. I had to plug the audio in, like that. But when I plugged the audio in, the camera went out. I was like, "Come on, man."
Yeah,
it just likes messing with me, bro. It likes messing with me, man. it likes messing with me, man.
It's almost like symbolic of how like the last few months have been, right? It's like we get the time stamped out even, right? Like we'll be like, oh, we're gonna be on, you're good, cool, we got it scheduled, and then like a last minute thing happens. Like it's been Murphy's Law, basically. Like
yeah, hold on, what? It's been what?
Murphy's Law. You know Murphy's Law.
If something can happen, it will happen.
Yeah. Like anything that can happen will happen.
Yeah. I didn't know the name of that law.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I mean, or if I did, I just forgot it that fast.
Yeah, you probably forgot it. You, despite your horrific lack of spelling skills, you're a relatively intelligent guy.
You keep trying to go on this spelling, bro.
Hey, I've just said, despite that, you're a relatively intelligent fella.
Keep trying to go on this spelling, my dude.
You got so caught up in the spelling, you missed the compliment. That's how sad you are.
That's what it was, bro?
Yeah,
I missed the compliment. Shut the fuck up.
Despite this, you're an intelligent guy.
Oh, okay. So, just bypass all the beating and just take the I love you. Fuck out of here.
Like
this is why women can't have babies now.
Basically, what happened was I gave you like a light cheek slap, like a light cheek slap.
Oh, that's what it was.
I was like, hey, I like you, fella. You cool.
Yeah. Hey, Terrence, I hope you jump off a bridge, bro. I really do. Not to die, but just to like break a leg or something. I just hope like your kneecap just caves in, you know? You jump off a bridge. Whenever you decide to bump off a bridge.
Well, I think you should do it first because you got more than I do. So You test it. You tell me how this thing goes.
I'm telling you what's gonna happen for me if I do it. We're not gonna have no more podcast. It'll be an RIP podcast.
It will be.
But
even if it was a 12-foot deep water, like Eddie's still.
No, I can jump. I can swim. Fuck nut. Don't get it fucked up.
It's not about that. It's about the fall. You know, it's not the. It ain't the long fall from the top that got him. It was the sharp sudden stop at the bottom.
Terrence, I hate you. I really do. I don't like. It's like you can take the wind out of everything. You know.
I can, man. That's my bad. I've literally been in roast battles and insult competitions for the last.
Yeah. What the fuck was that about? Every roast battles now?
Oh yeah. This whole last month has been roast battles. So I've been enjoying it. I did a couple when I was out there, but you know, I don't think that many people fucked with me that hardcore or whatever to where I wasn't in roast battles like that. But yeah,
I never got the concept. I never got into the roast battle thing. Like people keep asking, like, no, seriously, like, dude, you already know I'm a little bit sensitive. You say something wrong, I might punch you in your face. Like, I
guess that's true. Yeah.
It's only certain things that I could like. All right, like, and I hate when people do double jokes. If you double joke on somebody, dog, come on, son. Like, if you,
well, that's why you should only do it with like people right? Like you would know if I roasted you, you roasted me back, regardless of what the fuck I say.
Right,
it's all out of jokes and jest.
Right.
Like I've only roasted a couple of people here recently that I don't know, but what we've done is like we're in group chats beforehand. And we're kind of chatting it up to get to bullshit, and then we post out some like random information. Like,
see, that's the shit that why you don't see a lot of black people in roast battles. Even though the roast battle joint was started by Real Battle, like we Joan, bro. It's no like let's get together and when I did the roast battle, with Mike Black. That's my guy.
Yeah.
And I legit had to do exactly what you just said. Like me and him wrote jokes for each other.
Yeah.
About ourselves. So you know what I mean? Because it was just like. I didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but I'm like, and then that's when I was like, yeah, I'm not doing no more roast battles. When you join it's like fucking whatever they call them, a cisgender women, like a woman, a full blown born, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Just say a woman, man. Like, yeah, I know, you got to be all politically correct. It's just a fucking
Pride Month, and they just had a parade outside, and you're not getting me fucking banned in New York. Listen.
I forget. He's big city now. He's got to tie to the industry type.
No. It's not even tie to the industry. I don't give a fuck to fight with them. So why would I fight with them? You get what I mean? Like this is what you asked me to say to you. Cool. I asked you to say this to me. You do it. All right. So I'm gonna try to use your shit.
I will say I have.
That's but no. I'm just saying. Like I like the chance of a baby. I like fucking with the chance of with a slim chance of a baby. I like that. And in a roast battle, I like to roast with the slim chance that you're going to get offended and cry. I like the slim chance.
See, that's where you're twisted, right?
That's the power of Jonin, son. Somebody might cry.
Yeah, but Jonin. Here's my deal. I think Jonin is fun. Jonin has a place, but I think a lot of people can do it because it doesn't require the same structure. That's not to say that everybody can do it. That's not to say that everybody.
Man. Shut that shit down, white boy.
Be real. Are you serious?
Bro. No. You're not being real, bro.
I am being real.
No, bro. Not everybody can joan. Everybody can try to joan, but everybody cannot joan. No, but everybody can try to roast. It's two different skill sets. And like the only reason why I'm shutting it down is because mainstream comics do that bullshit. Mainstream white comics do that bullshit and be like, Jonin is easy. No, Jonin is easy for us because we've done it all our lives.
If you would have shut your fat mouth, I would have been able to make my point.
Come on, Pick Lips. Do it, Pick Lips.
It takes more skill, I think, to stick with the structure of an actual roast. The same way that it takes an exorbitant amount more skill to be a really funny one-liner or a setup punchline dude and do that for an entire hour.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Fuck no. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yes, it does.
I heard exactly what you said. Fuck no.
Dog, you can sit in a group of people that halfway Joan and you'd be like, oh, you look like somebody's thumb rubbed up against whatever. And then everybody
see, that's the difference. That's the difference. When you join in a group setting, it's whoever can pull the crowd towards them. Mm-hmm. That's who wins. It doesn't matter what you say. Whoever can get the crowd to pull, that's a skill set, sir. That's not an easy skill set, is all I'm trying to tell you.
I didn't say that.
You saying sit in a room and make jokes about one person, you get a whole bunch of information about that person, and you make jokes about that one person. The crowd doesn't even have to like you. Now, you know what I'm saying? The crowd doesn't even have to like you. When you're joning, it's on the spot, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's on this. A lot of people ain't, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out what they're going to say the next time they see Terrence G. Get the fuck out of here, bro. When I see you on site, we joning. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go.
And it's still a very different structure than doing a roast battle. And that's my point.
You say easier. You said easier.
It is easier because it's easy for me to go off the fly than it is to sit there and write structured jokes.
No,
I can sit here and go off the fly, off my hip all day.
That doesn't mean it's going to be funny. Whoa. We can talk off the fly. We can go on stage and talk funny. Talk about our days all we want. That don't make it funnier, bro. Yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah, but it's still within the same skill set, roughly, and it takes more to sit down and get the structure of it to go.
No, it doesn't, bro. It's easier to sit down. If you know you about to get paid for a roast battle, it's way easier to sit down and write jokes about one person than it is to randomly come out and just start joning on a person. Come on, man.
You get material when people are joning.
You're not going to be funny. You know how many people join? It's not funny, bro.
No, you get material as it's going. If you're not funny, you're not funny. It don't matter if you're in a roast battle, writing the shit, or if you're doing it freestyle.
Right.
But if you catch it and you do it the right way, I think roasting is a little bit harder because of the structured technique.
I see people that joan do way better in roast battles than people that roast joning. That's how you know. Joning's harder, bro. I know people that do roast battles and joan. And the people that
Joan, what you're not gonna do is you bring up your anecdotal evidence and be like, because of this is what makes this true.
I know people that Joan just jumped in. I'm not using anecdotal evidence. This is a fact, bro. Like most people that joan, if you make a motherfucker that jones, be like, hey, look, ain't no joning. You got to sit down and write jokes. They gonna be like, yo, and if you say some bullshit, some fuck ass shit, to be like, oh yeah, and you gotta share the jokes with the person you're gonna be joning on before you go joan on them. Fuck out of here, bro. That's you stupid. That's dumb.
Joning is little more than crowd work, dude. Like it's a different skill set that you don't get as technical in the comedy.
And crowd work ain't easier than writing jokes. What are you talking about?
I think it is.
It's nowhere near. This is that bullshit. This is that bullshit. This is that bullshit. This is that bullshit. There's a difference between the races, bro. I swear to you it is.
No, see, yes, it is. You're going to take
the difference between the culture of races. That's a better way of saying it. The culture.
You're copping out. I hate your argument and you're copping out, but I don't care anymore because anyways, I was on roast battles before this conversation got hijacked by Eddie's big ass head and wanted to make this a culture war. I've been in
it's not a culture war.
That's what you tried to make it.
I'm not trying to make it a culture war. I am saying, though, I really am saying, and it's not just you. What I am saying is certain people that grow up certain ways think that freestyling is very easy until they try to freestyle on the regular. Don't go up on stage and just keep freestyling for 2 months straight and see how many times you bomb versus when you go on stage with a set.
You're not telling me anything I'm not aware of.
That's my point. So you can't say freestyling is harder. Freestyling is harder.
You just said my point for me because you just said you can't say freestyling is harder.
No, you know what I meant when I said.
I'm going to take that as the clip. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to put that out on the internet. So that's what we're going to do.
See what I'm saying?
I win.
You see what I'm saying? You little
that was a Freudian slip, so I'm good. I'll take my wins where we can get it. Don't get mad at me because just the truth.
So hold up. You think writing jokes? You think writing jokes is easier? I mean, it's harder than going on stage and freestyling jokes.
I think to put it in the structure of a setup punchline and to make it zip and zing in a roast, yes. But that's also because, again, I think crowd work and joning is easier for me because that's how I operate. I'm good off of the fly. I can sit here and do this all day. So maybe I'm using the anecdotal evidence and saying that's where I think that this is easier. I'm just saying I think the structure, it's almost like when you write a book, right? If I go out here and write fiction and I got fiction, I'm not tied to anything. If I write fiction, I can sit here and make everything up. Lord of the Rings is a prime example, and I'm only bringing that up because it was fiction. He made up an entire language.
Yeah.
Flip side of that is science fiction. You got rules you got to follow. The Martian is a prime example. When they made that, it was fiction, but it had to be rooted in science. I think of that as the difference, right? When you're writing a roast joke, you have parameters to set within that you have to abide by. You don't have that in Jonin, and so it gives you a little bit of leeway that makes it a little bit, maybe not easier is the wrong word, just makes it a little bit different. But either way,
we agree on that. It's different. It's not easier.
I'll go there because I already know I won the point because you said you can't say freestyling is harder. This is why I listen. You listen, you pay attention.
This is why ladies, you're part of the reason why ladies gotta have babies now.
Oh man, like so ladies. No. Ladies can have babies. They can't get rid of the baby.
They can't get rid of it. No, they can still get rid of them. They just got to do them for adoption.
Well, maybe because I mean there are
other. We don't why they're in the womb no more. I think so. So basically, from what I've read, it's 16 weeks. Yeah, it's the first trimester. You can't after the first trimester, game over.
It's like as far as like.
You hear it in the background? Alexa was just like, "What's up?"
Bitch start. I don't understand it because mine and the Google one will just pop up with like random facts, and you're like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yo, will you be talking? Yeah, it'll just jump in your conversation and be like, hey. No.
So, man, this whole thing is like one of those charge debates, right? Like, obviously, everybody knows what's going on, and the Supreme Court had overturned the Roe v. Wade decision, and people are up in arms. And
rightfully so. In my opinion.
I'm torn on it, right? And I'm torn because part of me wants to be like, hey, maybe this is the opportunity that we take and really emphasize local politics and people really give a shit, get to their local offices, make local change. So that way you can make sure your city, your county, your state doesn't do the dumb shit that Texas essentially did, right? Like there's an optimist part of me that looks at that and says, maybe this is that wake-up call and people will show up and do the things that we need to do.
Right.
But I don't operate in the ideal world. I know good and hell well, people still don't show up to the polls. People ain't going to vote certain ways. It feels odd to have repealed it at this point, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's, how do I say it? Like the Roe v. Wade drink, it was basically to say nationally that abortion was a right. It wasn't a right to have an abortion, right? And I do think in certain circumstances you should be able to have an abortion. But I do understand. Like you already know how I am. It's a whole record color in this shit, and so I think some people down south is like a couple reasons that I've tried to read on the conservative side why they wanted it.
Right.
And some of the things that came up was reckless sex, like dead ass, like people out here having reckless sex. And then when you have reckless sex, one of the things that comes to that is a baby, and they want to get out of their fucking circumstances, so they don't want to have a baby, so they have an abortion. That's one. Two, of course, was religion. Yo, these motherfuckers. The Bible says we're not supposed to have no what's the name, which. Their argument is the worst argument of all fucking time. I'm horrific. Sorry, but it is. If you're religious and you like, yo, you can't have babies because you can't have abortions because that's against the Bible. Hey, bitch, that's not part of our law system. Our law system literally says separation of church and state. You literally brought church into fucking state. So you're fucking crazy off the break right there.
Yep.
But that's neither here nor there. And then another one was another argument that somebody said was that a lot of these kids that are being aborted are destroying the system because the population is dwindling in certain areas. So, I know. Basically, they want workers.
We want to keep you because we need you for the economy.
Yeah. It's like because nobody's coming to fucking, not too many people. Like everybody's listening to this Austin boom, and they're like, "Oh, people are moving to Texas." People are not moving to Texas. Immigrants are coming through Texas. But they ain't living in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like in certain states, a lot of these red states, a lot of people aren't moving there and staying. You know what I'm saying? Oh, people aren't moving from the big cities there. So the big cities are like if you look at it, a lot of the big cities are like, yo, we need abortion. And a lot of small town cities are like, we can't have abortions. You know what I'm saying? And it's like one of them, like they need people in the workforce. Yeah. Me personally, I think, yo, I stay the fuck out of it because I ain't got a womb. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like I've heard, like, I've met two ladies who agree with the abortion joint, not having abortions, and I met a lot of ladies who in the New York area who are like, nah, this is fucking crazy.
Yep.
Mostly lesbians, which is very weird to me. Mostly.
I think like
the majority lesbians are very upset about this abortion thing. And I'm just saying, I don't know that many lesbians.
They got to worry about it.
Need a lot of abortions. Like, make a few. It's some random. It's New York. It's some crackheads out here that be still fucking up ladies. And those niggas need to die. But all the rest of you lesbians, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why this is affecting you so hard.
It's one of those things, man. Like I look at it, man, like in the most reductionist stance possible. A woman's choice to have a baby or not is owned by the state.
It shouldn't be though.
It shouldn't. But in reductionist terms,
I missed one argument. That was actually one argument. One of the arguments was that their argument was that it shouldn't be by the state.
Yep.
If you want to have an abortion, you should have to pay for it all the way through. Because the certain insurance companies cover you, or that's how they make it seem. But everybody that says that shit is also people who don't get abortions. So I like and have like 85 kids. So I don't know if that's just true or not. I didn't dive too much into it. But that was one of them. Was that a lot of people, but it was still the reckless sex. It was still kind of connected to that reckless sex part of like people out here having reckless sex, and then the state is paying for their difficulties.
I think that's what's really funny about it, right? But that's why I reduced it to that, to say, in a nutshell, right now, it looks like the woman's right to choose to have a baby or not is owned by the state.
Right.
That's fucked up. No matter if you have,
up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I said I wanted to reduce it to the point. You ain't listening to me for shit today, bro. Like,
no,
like you got like bad conversation skills here recently.
Yeah, I don't like you today at all.
No wonder you.
After that Jonan one, I was done with you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Look at that. We didn't even get into a roast battle, and I hurt you so hard. Like, I better not roast you. You gonna end up crying.
Yeah, probably. No, roasting you won't make me cry. Roasting will make me angry. Jonan might make me cry.
But so I reduced it to make the point that nobody should be okay with the fact that a woman's right to choose or not choose a baby is up to the state, because nobody in the South, in a general collective sense, would be okay with the state making their decisions. Can you have a baby? Can you not have a baby? Can you get married? Can you not get married? And so I've never understood that whole ordeal where people try to like regulate their neighbor more than their government.
Right.
But when you look at those top reasons going on in the South, I think the top two are really oddly tied together, between the religion aspect and I've heard this whole reckless sex thing that's crazy. Let's assume that it's true. Let's assume that it's true. It's their fucking business, man. Like,
but that's the point, is that the state is now paying for your business.
But if they have insurances that cover that, right?
Right, but a lot of the Planned Parenthood is no insurance.
Which I'll go to, right? And even with that, if you want to sit there and be like, I don't want my tax dollars going to some bullshit. Hey, I hate to tell you, your tax dollars went to $40 billion in Ukraine. Your tax dollars went to, $50 billion for another aid package for another country. It went for, $20 million somewhere else. Like, you're kind of picking and choosing, my dudes and gals. Like, you're over here.
Yeah, but I think to them is like, especially the Bible Belt people, right? For them, it's like, my money going to Ukraine help people out. My money going to abortions killed some babies. So it's like, that's what I mean. This is where, like, I had this argument with a young lady, and like, she kept saying these people are evil. And I was like, you can't say that. She was like, why? I was like, because if you think what you're doing is right, how can you be evil? You get what I'm saying? Like, you're balanced. You're basically saying, I don't want my tax dollars to go to the murdering of babies, because that's what you think is happening. Right. In your head, a fetus conception, what is it? Injection? I don't know. Give a fuck.
Inception
is a life. That's your belief. So if inception is a life, and that life is being sucked out by a vacuum cleaner at a fucking dingy hotel. I mean, at a dingy place that should have been a hotel called Planned Parenthood. Then you're like, oh no, I don't want my tax dollars going to that shit.
No, I said, I definitely understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand.
No, I just don't agree with it. But
no, right.
But then like, and so it took a lady before it took like one of these conversations I was having, because I don't know if you heard about New York and DC was crazy. Sure. Either they overturned it, it was crazy, bro.
Yeah, I saw stuff and I was like, nope, I don't need to be online.
And Pride was the next day, bro. Come on, like Pride, like I think it happened on Friday. Pride was on Sunday. Oh my god. Plus a lot of titties out in New York. That was crazy. Listen, like a lot of titties. Just a lot of free love. A lot of free love.
I'll be honest.
I literally stayed in the house because I was like, it's too much free love.
Yeah, that's why I like when that stuff happened, when it had the rumblings, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be on the internet too much, man, because you know how that's just going to go. And even around here, there was protests and stuff. And I was like, yep, I'm not going to.
Yeah, there was protests everywhere. But that's the thing. Like, it was like, but when you talk to some people, it's like their whole thing, a lot of their things were about people, and like New York has no chance of overturning abortion, right? Abortion is going to be legal in New York. Let's just be honest about it. Abortion is going to be legal in DC. Let's be honest. Might not be in Virginia, but it's going to be legal in DC.
Right? In every city center, there's going
to be
every
major city, yeah.
Yes.
But this is every major city with a major state. But the issue is that certain states like Texas, if you leave to get an abortion,
you could still get that filed. Like somebody reported,
bro, you get arrested, right? Bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they can still file that deal because what is it in Texas? If I call on you,
yeah,
I get $10,000.
Yeah,
like that's people don't stop for a second to think like how deep this can go, right? Like that doesn't stop at abortion.
That's the part that's wild.
That's fucking nuts, right? Because now they can say, "Oh, guns, same thing," but they can take it even further. Hey, do you know if your neighbor is doing X, Y, Z? Do you suspect it? Turn them in. 5K reward. I don't know. It's arbitrary, but like, at what point does that shit stop? Because it's going to be everybody telling on everybody, and there's historical evidence and records of this happening in previous countries, and you see what happened to those countries. They're not
what are you talking about, like Korea and shit? I don't like my fucking hat feels flat. I don't know.
Russia is one. Russia is a prominent country that comes to mind, that they had the citizens essentially become sentries of the state to where they would just turn in. And when you had the Soviet Union, the fall thereof, history's a wonderful fucking thing.
I think Korea does it. North Korea does it. For a fact. But I know we did it for COVID. Remember they were doing that shit for COVID? If people went out. Yeah, that shit was, I mean, the thing that I'm saying, like the thing that like made me like, oh, that's fucked up, was when I found out that if you leave the state, right, say you're in Texas or whatever, and you leave the state to go to California to get an abortion, all right, you can't come back to Texas. All right, that's fucked up. Whatever, you just can't come back to Texas. But they can put out a warrant for your arrest in California and come get you.
It's crazy, man.
That was the part I was like, oh, that's a lot, bro.
That's too much, man. Like
that's a lot.
For what justification do you have for that kind of shit, man? Like
like, dude, I can't have an abortion in your state. Fuck ass state. Fuck your fuck ass state. I'm moving to another fuck ass state. Like
that's my thing. Like you don't even have a religious ground at that point to continue standing on that, right? And the thing that I'll always go back to is we can sit here and have debates and endless debates about what is life, what isn't life.
Right.
Sure, that's philosophical. Look, man, I don't get a birth certificate. I don't get a social security. I don't get child tax credits. I don't start child support. I don't get fucking nothing until my child is born.
Yeah.
And even then, I have a grace period before I'm issued birth certificates, social security numbers, before I can do fucking anything. I can't file fucking paperwork on a baby I just had because I don't have birth certificates and social securities for like a week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like this odd ass debate about heartbeat this or whatever. It's like, that's cool, but y'all ain't even fucking making sense what the rules we play by now.
Right.
And that doesn't make sense to me.
Dog, it's this was a scary one, man. Because I mean, like I think everybody's on different ends of it, of like hating this overturning. Because like you just said something about guns, and then like they were talking about they feel like they're gonna go after people's birth controls.
Yep.
Because like like the whole Hobby Lobby situation where they wouldn't pay for contraception or whatever. Not
well, they nixed stuff from their healthcare plans too, right? Like that was part of it, as well as like some of the either they had lobbied, no pun intended.
They definitely lobbied for it, and then they took some of the shit. They were the ones that got it passed that you don't have to have everything underneath insurance.
That's
like
right.
Your insurance can cover only certain things, especially when it comes to
because at first it was a violation of Affordable Care Act. That's right. Yep.
It was I don't even think it was a CARE Act. I think it was something before that, because CARE Act came afterwards. I think Hobby Lobby situation was in like 90s.
Maybe I know it popped up recently, but maybe it was just like a recent like resurgence with everything.
Yeah, no, it was a resurgence. Like they definitely did a resurgence on it because people started bringing up the whole Hobby Lobby thing again.
Yeah.
Before they even started talking about overturning Roe v. Wade, people are bringing it up. But I do like that situation. It was like, yo, just don't work at Hobby Lobby, or like you got to pay for your extra insurance. But it was, oh my God, what is happening? I'm starting to realize that certain shit these motherfuckers are really damn evil on.
Yep.
Like I'm really like not evil. I'm sorry, because I just said not to say evil. Not very empathetic. Like they don't have any sympathy.
They're not empathetic. They're unempathetic.
Empathetic is it? Oh, is it empathetic? Whatever the fuck you are.
They're not empathetic.
There you go. Yep. Thanks, Terrence. Thank you.
You're welcome. I got you. Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, they're not empathetic. So it's like they don't really get like, all right, dog. Like some women are married, don't want to have any more kids right now, so I'm on birth control, and I'm gonna have kids again later. Or some people, I just have a bad flow, so they get on birth controls to stop it. Like there's multiple different reasons why people get on birth control, other than I want to have reckless sex and be fucking all the time.
And there's multiple reasons people get abortions outside of reckless sex.
Exactly.
And that's the part that, like I said, it just seems so odd that the religion and reckless sex almost go hand in hand, because they're like, oh, you fucking sexual deviant perverts out here just having sex, not taking responsibility, just want to have this. And it's like, that's the statistical rarity.
Right.
Same as rapes. That's a statistical rarity, but it happens. And it happens enough to where it should be covered. And
how many times if a lady, if the pregnancy could kill a person, and it's like
it's not viable.
It's not viable, right? Yeah. I just gotta have it. Like this is the thing that I don't get, right? Like it's like we get so progressive and like we go against, and then people try to reverse stuff to a certain point in time, but not to the full point in time. Like you do know that the thing that you're basing this abortion thing off of used to stone retarded kids, right? Like you do understand, like when kids came out this figure, they would stone them to death or throw them in a fucking river for alligators.
I was gonna say they throw them in the fucking pit. Like,
yeah, bro. Like, are you fucking
like this? Yeah, that's my thing. Is like it doesn't fucking make sense, man. And it's
at all, bro. Like it's like they only want to revert to certain stuff. Like they don't want to revert all the way back. Like you don't want everybody having a baby. If we go back to when everybody had a baby, one, a lot of women died having babies.
Yes.
Two, a lot of babies were killed while being birthed. Like
you see it now. You see it now. How many kids do we have up for adoption? Yeah. Millions. Yeah, How many kids are out there with kids of their own, fucking struggling, being a part of the system? That's the other part that kills me, right?
Workforce, bro.
I don't want to pay for that in my taxes. I don't want to pay for that in my taxes. You paying for it in your taxes, you fucking dumb, because all the welfare programs, all the other programs that are going to help these kids out is the same shit.
Oh yeah,
don't sit there and try to
pass. They trying to get rid of those too.
I know, and I think that's dumb. But that's that big contention, and I know a lot of people agree with it. So it's not like I'm saying anything brave or groundbreaking, but it's like, look, man, you do your thing. It doesn't affect mine, and it shouldn't affect mine. But you wanting to regulate my shit in the name of whatever nonsense you got it's wrong.
Dog, I I my heart goes out to all the ladies in the future that might have to deal with some unnecessary situations because of this thing. But it's like I hope it's not done yet.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I hope it's not done yet. But I don't know. Like, I think it is. Like, I don't think we get another case like this for a while.
I don't know, man. I think Texas really didn't realize how they shot themselves in the foot with the abortion ban, right? It's because when they so if you remember when they put in the abortion ban, it was a big source of contention, and that's actually what kicked off this next wave of the Roe v. Wade appeal that ended up getting it yanked. They were saying, hey, there's nothing in the Constitution about this, yada, 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 and then we're going to put up agents of the state to enforce the abortion law. You flip it, I think it was like a month and a half ago, maybe. California did something very similar, but with guns. They're like, oh, well, here's the way to circumvent this and reduce arms, ammunition, increase red flag laws and everything. And it's like, for every action, there is an equal but opposite reaction. And you have to stop and realize what all of these ramifications mean. And nobody's doing that. But I love that they say, we care about the lives, we care about the babies. Y'all don't. Y'all don't, because when they get here, you don't give a flying fuck. You be like, oh, get that little brown, black, white baby out my face. I ain't paying for it. Like,
I mean, I don't think they just don't want it. In my head, it feels like certain people don't want it because it's like watching porn. Like, I know that's like me diving it real like low, but really, it's like it's the same people who want to get rid of porn but watch porn all the time.
Yes,
you know what I mean, like. They don't want abortion, but they use it a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they want, and like the ladies, like some of the ladies, I feel like some of them are just like, if my husband has a baby outside of our marriage, I want to know about it. Like, if he could get an abortion, I probably won't. Like, one of those type of situations.
Man, it's like all of that shit. Like, you got the young kids, you got the people that just don't want it. It's like, whatever, man. Do you?
Yo, ladies, again, hearts go out. But did you see this other Supreme Court joint about the coach praying?
I did see that.
What the fuck? And he got fired because he was praying in the middle of the field
at the 50-yard line. That was the big deal. So I guess post game, that was the part that was crazy. So for those that don't know,
post game, right?
Yeah, it was some post game. I think he's from Washington State. I want to say there was a high school football coach in Washington State that post game would pray at the 50-yard line.
Right.
I don't think, if memory serves me correct in reading on this, I don't think he even had players with him. I don't think he called attention to it. I don't think he had players with him. Nothing. I guess just post game, he would go and pray at the 50-yard line, and people got upset. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, this dude is." I don't know. I feel like some people said he was like proselytizing or pushing religion on whatever. And then
the fuck you just
ended up
it was
proselytizing.
What the fuck is proselytizing?
Like, when you're out there like trying to push your religion, you're talking about your religion.
Why can't you just say out there trying to push a religion?
Yeah, so he's out there trying to push a religion, and
you fuck ass. He's just trying to throw a word out there to show how smart you are. Nobody gives a fuck, Terrence.
I ain't smart, man. I feel like Will Ferrell in Old School, dog. Like I just blacked out. What? I'm coming back to what happened. What happened? I just had an episode. No, but they get all that stuff. So I don't know. I forgot where I was going because I was too busy proselytizing.
Shut the fuck up, bro. No, high
school coach. There we go.
But how the fuck was that different than Tebow doing it in the end zone?
It was
everybody praising for him.
So that's the weird part, right? Is like, so he got fired. That's the big deal. Is he got fired at some point? I don't know at what point, but got fired as a result of him praying, because I think he was warned to stop doing it. Whatever. Well, that's when the appeal had went to the Supreme Court, and they said, "Hey, this dude can do what he wants. It's a freedom of
speech."
Yeah, it's so odd to me, but this is almost that perfect illustration of the odd ass times that we're in, because everybody's gonna be like, "I want my rights." But your rights kind of fuck with my rights, so fuck your rights. And it's like, that's not how this whole thing's supposed
to be. This is why this is one of those things where I go and I'm like, freedom of speech is freedom of speech, bro.
Thanks.
Like, you are free to say whatever the fuck you want to say, however the fuck you want to say it. Just certain people won't like you being around them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
deal with
the kicker is, like, if you don't care about those people not liking you being around, Say what the fuck you want. Like, dude, so The Hall, have you seen it yet? It's on Netflix. And they should like so basically Richard Pryor, Joan Rivers, George Carlin, and Robin Williams all got inducted into the new Comedy Hall of Fame. So it's called The Hall. It's gonna be at the Comedy something in New York or somewhere. I forgot, whatever. I'll remember it one day. I'll put it in the link in the descriptions below. Dave was like, yo, this is a time. Richard Pryor came up in a time where there were only 3 fucking stations, and he said whatever the fuck you want. Stop telling me that it's harder to do comedy. That was from Dave Chappelle. And I was like, this is the best part of this entire fucking special, bro. Yeah. Now you can say whatever the fuck you want. You just gotta go on a network that fucks with you.
You just gotta find the people that like even my roast battles are a prime example.
Oh my god.
Off the fucking jump, I said one thing and it alienated the crowd. But I'm willing to stand there and take that and stay in the battle because it's like I don't give a fuck. And it's so odd to me.
He also said maybe you should write better jokes. That was
well, you also said that freestyle ain't harder than writing roast jokes, so we got that too.
So anyway, you whole ass nigga. Anyway, you whole ass nigga. No, I'm just saying, like, so like, even with the prayer thing, if people don't rock with you praying like that out in public, bro, like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to pray out in public, but they just not gonna rock with you because you pray out in public.
I think the problem was losing the job, though. That was the problem. He lost the job. Like as much as
dude, I can't say nigga at work and then still freedom of speech.
I'm with you, man. It's such odd lines that we draw, right?
That's my point. That's what I'm not trying to compare nigga to fucking Sunday school. I'm just saying,
God, please.
Yeah. Hey, my nigga, I'm saying, hey, look. No, what I'm saying is though, right?
It's with a capital N, sir.
Yo, if you saying that freedom of speech is freedom of speech, right? Then nobody should be losing their job off of freedom of speech.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? Now, harassing a person is different.
But it does go back to you.
But can I say that you're harassing me if I'm atheist and you keep praying in front of me? I can say that you're harassed, like you're doing it to harass. Like the point I'm making is all of these laws are fucking stupid because all of these laws can be broken at any point by somebody smarter than the person that's trying to press the law.
Like you like I don't understand laws that we try to implement that like if nobody was around, you break it and nothing happens. Like this whole like victimless crimes deal, it's like prostitution, right? It goes up to prostitution, I should say. It's like if you got consenting adults and everybody's in agreement that this is fine, like what the fuck does it matter? We don't need a law about this. We don't need a law about praying or not praying. Like shut the fuck up.
We do need that law because a lot of dudes don't like getting married and then they were fucking the prostitutes and they were spending all their money at the prostitute house and the prostitute was spreading a lot of diseases, bro.
Hey, that's
why prostitution is illegal.
No.
Yes.
That still should be legal.
Nigga, they had syphilis and no condoms. Niggas was walking around with no nose, bro.
Burn away, my guy. If you're having fun, how you're having fun, I wouldn't do it.
Son. Oh, no. Nowadays, prostitution should be illegal. But that's because there's a lot of checks and balances for it. But I'm just saying, like, everybody acts like prostitution was illegal for just the simple fact that of Christians, and they like, yo, you shouldn't just be fucking random hot chicks.
Oh no, when they were spreading gonorrhea and shit in saloons,
spreading disease, bro, like by the millions.
You got all these Wild West cats just fucking
and going from town to town. Like, dude. That shit was bad. It was a bad time. Prostitution should definitely been illegal.
I don't know that I'd say it's a bad time because your life expectancy wasn't that bad. You were gonna die early anyways. Might as well go out and do.
Yeah, but I don't want to die without a fucking nose, bro. Like, do you understand that there was a disease that niggas died with no noses?
It does depend on the disease for sure.
Dog, their nose was falling off. How the fuck?
The nose.
What the fuck kind of shit? Look how you guys are scared of fucking COVID. These niggas was having their noses falling off. Be talking in the middle and drinking and have a nose fall in your drink. Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Al Capone had syphilis. That's what he died of, man.
Nigga, I don't like coming out the house if I have a bump on my forehead. You telling me a bitch was coming out the house without a nose? A nose, nigga. A nose. Nah, I'm good.
Prosthetics for that.
It's a nose. I've seen the prosthetics from back in the day. They were horrible. They were fucking shit. Everybody knew you didn't have a nose.
Like the old glasses with the Groucho Marx joints, right? With the eyebrows and the mustache.
No, you didn't have a fucking nose. Don't act like you need prescription glasses, motherfucker.
No, it's weird, man. But
no, I'm just it's a lot of laws out here that's fucking dumb as fuck.
Yeah, and
that's, you know what I'm saying? Like they are just some dumbass fucking laws. Yep. Just for the sake of having this dumbass fuck. Like I think like after we know what we can and cannot say, after it became a point where black dudes kept randomly beating the shit out of white people that said nigga. Not as many white people said nigga.
Yeah.
Now the Trump, a lot of white people got emboldened when Trump went back in the office. But I'm gonna just be honest. I don't think a lot. I think it's still the same amount of people that was saying nigga. They just was willing to say it on TV.
I think there's that too.
And I think that died down very fast too. I'm just saying.
That's like I said, man. I agree wholeheartedly. Like at the end of the day, if you're willing to say whatever, do whatever, just be there, just willing to stand and take the heat. Like
that's it.
If you ain't trying to fuck people over or hurt people, I don't care. Do it over there.
Yeah, bro. But I can't wait for this very intelligent nigga to fucking not me. I'm just some random very intelligent nigga. No, not like let's make sure it's clear. Not a very intelligent black man. No, a very intelligent nigga who went to law school, who's a straight nigga. He go to law. He go in the office. He go in the courtroom with fucking jean slacks and Jordans. And
hey, that's the look nowadays, man.
Nigga with his pants. I'm waiting for this nigga to go to the Supreme Court and be like, they fired me because I said nigga.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker's like, well, you can't say nigga. Where? Freedom of speech. Yeah, I didn't call anybody a nigga. I said nigga.
I agree. I got fired for that too, and it was bad.
Whoa, Terrence, relax. Relax. You can't. No, that's not a good one. No, I definitely almost got fired for saying nigga though.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Like I just left it alone.
It's like I said, it's the weird ass lines, man. It's like you can say what you want, but not here and not in that way. And it's like,
bro.
Fuck y'all, bro. Man.
If you can pray at the 50-yard line and it's freedom of speech, I can say these niggas is crazy and not be directing it at one particular person and be fine, you fuck ass niggas.
Yep. Let's keep it in the realm of football though, because
niggas.
We that part too, but we're gonna stick with football because our next subject sticks with, as you said, and football, and we're gonna go over Deshaun Watson in his case for anybody that's following that.
I don't even think that's some nigga shit. That niggas don't do shit like that.
So have you followed this?
That's a white boy. That's a black dude that grew up with white people. So I'm sorry, bro.
Any of this?
I don't know any dude from the street that has happy endings on the regular.
It's so weird.
To the tune of 24. I don't know any. I know some that might have paid for the experience, but to the tune of 24, nah, 26. I don't know that many.
26.
See, even worse.
Yeah, it went up to, and that's the thing. So I guess he settled with some
20 out of 24.
Yeah, 20 of the cases he settled. For the quick background, if you don't know, Deshaun Watson, former quarterback of the Houston Texans, is undergoing some lawsuits for sexual misconduct allegations stemming from a bunch of massages that he had received from people. Here's what's crazy, right? I didn't think much of him getting all the massages, doing all the extra work in different cities and states. It wasn't until the news article that popped up and has been recirculating, the Texans have been involved in this lawsuit now.
Yeah, I don't know if that shit is real.
I don't either. But if it's true,
because if Texans was involved, the niggas would have paid for a prostitute. Like
I don't know, man. They're out there providing NDAs. They're giving him NDAs pre and post. Like there was one report that I read on ESPN a week ago that said something like, there's a very muddy water in between when one sexual misconduct allegation had either started or was about to start or something. And one of the security officials for the Houston Texans basically went to the lady and Deshaun Watson. It was like, hey, you need to sign this NDA, yada, 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 so on and so forth. So all that being said, if the Texans are involved on any level,
I think they always do that though, the non-disclosure shit.
That's why I try not to get too wrapped up about it.
Yeah,
right?
I think they already do that. But I mean, like, just to say the Texans knew something was coming doesn't like that's part of the job, bro. Like,
Right.
an investigator probably figured something was about to happen and was like, "Oh, this nigga's wilding."
Right.
They tried to like stop the lady, make sure she was okay, and then went to, or they just didn't give a fuck. I don't know. My point is, Texas ain't going down for that nigga. Like, they just not. They literally gonna pass that shit, pass the buck, be like, look, we didn't know. She trying to get extra money out of us because he ain't playing next season and she ain't gonna get no money from him. Leave us out of this shit. Go talk to Deshaun. But I think they like they're still gonna suspend him for a year.
Yeah, that was something like they were talking about doing.
Dang.
So this is where that part gets weird too, because they were talking about either a team suspension or an NFL suspension. And at
Well, the
first,
team
it
already
started with the
suspended him.
teams. I was gonna say that it started with the team. And
Yeah,
then
they already
now
suspended him last
it's-
year.
Yep, and now it got elevated with Goodell. So
Right.
now Goodell might step in and suspend from the NFLs to where he can't even play for the Browns.
Yeah, but that's what the Browns knew that shit was coming. That's why the Browns gave him that the first year $1 million and then the highest contract afterwards.
Yep.
With a signing bonus. I mean, without a signing bonus.
Yep.
Like, because he basically had like it was after he had to serve a suspension for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were on what's the name? So I mean, they played it smart. Everybody knew he was gonna get at least a year. Everybody knew that part off the break. But I'm just trying to figure out like what the I don't know. I've never had a happy ending at a masseuse. So I really like I don't even. We would talk. It's massage parlors in New York like crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and like people were pointing out some that like give happy endings, and I was like, why? Well, and like why? Like because there's a massage parlor by the pair. I mean, not by the pair, by the it is one by the pair too, but it's one right by the cellar.
Mm-hmm.
And like one day my back was killing, and I went in and got my back done. And like I leave my shorts on, like I leave my pants on. I don't even play that game, right? But that was because in college that's what we had to do. You had to still leave your pants, like leave your shorts on,
right?
So like, I'm just trying to figure out how this nigga. Even when I get him at the physical therapist, what are you just dropping your trowel, bro? Like he just.
So that's the weird part. I wonder that too. But I have a couple of female masseuse friends that I've known for a few years. And every now and again, I'll hear or they'll post like a horror story. And it's just like, there's some weird, creepy, fuck ass dudes out here. You've seen them more times than you care to count. I've seen them more times than I care to count. I'm always like, that's a fuck ass dude. Stay away from me. The amount of shit that these girls talk about that dudes will just do. Like some of them, I guess, will just be like try to like push their hands. Some dudes will just be like, oh, let me flip over and here you go. It's just like any gambit of the shit. And you're just like, nah, I'm cool.
I mean, like, it's all comes from this. I was talking to somebody. I was like, dudes have to be told to stop.
Yeah.
Like, we have to have that line where it's like, all right, that's our line, right? And we're always going to flirt with that line. So I can see, like, because we've done it in the house. You kiss on a girl, you rub the side boob, you make your way around to the nipple. If you let the nipple happen, then you make your way back to around the back. You unclamps. If you unclamp, she at least letting you suck them titties. Then you move your hand down. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have like at any point
there's steps where you're like
steps to this shit. So
Here's
you got to stop.
ID check. ID check.
Right.
Okay.
Right. You got to stop certain checks. So I guess I know like most dudes, when you get used to like not having to stop, or those checks keep, or those gateways keep opening for you, right? Like we naturally just start bypassing the gateway because we're like, oh, I already know this gateway is good. I already know this gateway is good. Yeah, she did the same thing the other chick did, and I know that gateway is good. Mm-hmm. It's like, yo, you guys say stop off the break, not like that. That's just what it is. I don't know how else to explain it without getting hit with like, you're condoning rape. Like I don't know how.
I just feel like
that's gonna get hit later. But I'm just saying, like, we just have stop points. We'll literally stop at a certain point to see what you're trying to do, right? So if I'm in a masseuse chair and I keep fucking masseuses, I have checkpoints. Like, I'm really, like, this is too many masseuses, bro. He's not old enough.
I
like,
agree.
Cosby had years of drugging bitches. This dude had two years.
So
somebody was fucking.
But let's rewind a little bit, because there's one thing that's been lingering on my mind since then.
What?
One thing I can't forget is around the time this allegation popped up, and I'm not saying anything to denigrate victims out there. Just hear me out. Around that time, Deshaun Watson was already looking to leave the Texans because he had just signed his big extension. But then got pissed off, if you don't remember, because
they didn't hire a black coach. We talked about
they
it.
didn't involve him in the head coaching hire thing. And that pissed him off. He was like, well, I'm done. You told me I'm your guy. I have pull, and you didn't do nothing. And so he's like, I'm done. Shop me. I'm out.
Right.
Magically.
It didn't
maybe a couple weeks later, maybe a month later. I don't remember exactly the timeline, but it was a little bit after that. These allegations started to pop up from a Houston-based lawyer. So if we're going to be honest about this, you have to take into consideration this might be a professional hit piece too.
That went and backfired.
I mean, it could.
It could have been, because I mean the Texans weren't involved at all for like 2 years, and now they just now started popping up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know. It is, the whole case with Deshaun Watson is going to be weird.
Yeah,
like it really is. It's going to be weird as fuck, because he might get kicked out of the league.
Well, even
what's the name?
Even if you just look at it from a sheer football standpoint, right?
Right.
You're now looking at a quarterback who is out of his prime, or excuse me, in his prime, I should say, close to his prime, and is sitting out what's looking like will be 2 football seasons. That's another thing, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't play at all last season for the Texans.
Yep.
That's a full season loss. Now, some could argue he'd get healthy. Sure, I'll buy it. This season he sits back out. Maybe he gets healthy again. Sure, I'll buy it. But that's still another year older. The game constantly changes. I don't know, man. This is going to get nuts. And then I'm also, on the side note, just kind of interested to see what Baker does. Like, does he give the Browns the middle finger because he's like, yo,
nah, he's out, right? They still haven't been able to trade him.
They haven't been able to trade him, no. And that's why I'm wondering, like, if he's going to say, fuck this, because Carolina's pretty heavy in a trade talk with him right now.
I mean, if you Baker, like, you still gonna get paid the same amount of money. Do you really stress it, like, or do you go out there and prove that you still good? Like you made your surgery, helped you get better, and you go out there and you play ball, and then get a contract next year as a free agent.
Yeah, see, part of me is like, yeah, let me do that, right? Like, I'm a competitor, I'm a professional. Let me be a boss about my shit. But half of me is petty. I'm healthy as fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Trade me. Oh, I still have to play. Funny. I still have to play. Oh man, well, I just happened to throw this very unfortunate interception at a very unfortunate time for us.
Nah, bro, because that shit goes in your history books.
No,
it'd be better not to play.
That's why I said, like, the petty part of me wants to be like, fuck y'all. But in the end, you're just going to shoot yourself in the dick. But I'm very curious because Cleveland's going to have to pull the trigger if Carolina decides, hey, we want this guy something. And if they do that, what do their prospects look like? Because I don't know who the other quarterback is.
It's still Anderson, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. The Panthers have been shit since Rivera and Cam Newton left. So
yeah. After their Super Bowl run, they
it was
downhill.
Either they got rid of everybody on the deep, they wouldn't pay everybody on the defense. It was game over. What was the kid? The kid who didn't. It was like all of them. This is the one thing, like, to jump off top. This is one of them things that I try to explain to people, that don't overestimate your value, bro. Right? Because some things work really good because multiple people are doing decent. Yep. And some things work really good because one person is going ham with it. Yep. Right? And so I feel like a lot of the situations with Carolina they were really good together. Right? And then when they all separated, it just all went to shit.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the first couple cogs out of the machine. And like, they were going and they could have paid, like, the defensive guy, I forgot his name now. Like, Carolina could have paid him and he left and went to the Redskins.
Yep. I know you remember what I'm talking about? Josh, no, not Josh.
I forgot his name. He was like one of the top DBs that year.
Was it Josh Norman? No, it wasn't Josh.
Yeah, it was Josh Norman.
Josh Norman. Yeah, it was Josh Norman. Yeah.
And then he went to Washington, and Carolina could have paid him.
It was so crazy too because that was the height of Cam. Even
Yeah,
like
and Cam got hurt the next year. Cam got hurt, and then when he got hurt, game over.
Everything just tanked after that, and that's where it's so hard to put.
Oh no, because when you're that big, bro, when you're that big and you've been taking all that punishment, he was already probably going through aches and pains.
Well,
and
that's
then now you're trying to go through aches and pains while recovering.
Yeah, he was one of those dudes that refused to or didn't know how to take a hit, and it cost him years on the career. It seems maybe he'll have a decent season upcoming. I highly doubt it. I think
RG3, same thing.
Yep, facts.
Couldn't take a hit.
That dude absolutely didn't know how to take a hit, and so that's one of those things where you're like, all right, man, I guess you're gonna cut that career short, but that's on you.
Where's Cam now?
He was with the Patriots, but now he's out.
No, he went back to the Panthers.
That's right. Yep, that's right. He did go back to the Panthers,
and they thought he was gonna be good, and then fucking then he was out.
Yep, and that's why they're looking for Baker now, and so. I feel like I saw something recently about Cam, how that's not the end for him, and I'm like, oh,
no, it's the end for Cam, bro.
It's at least the end of the starter, unless somebody gets injured.
Nah, I mean, I don't know, bro. That shit is really hard, bro.
Yeah, because is the dude healthy, and if he is, I'd have faith in him. But
no, I mean, not even just that. Is like when I say it's really hard, is because black quarterbacks don't get to play as long as white quarterbacks, right? Statistically.
Yep.
And it's because of how a lot of black quarterbacks run, right? Like even if you recognize like Russell Wilson chilled out on how he ran because he was a good thrower. He wasn't just a good runner. He was a good thrower. So it was like, I'm not going to keep wasting my body like y'all did Cam. Like he wasn't running, trucking people like Cam was, but just running around. Then when you get hit, that ankle get messed up. And then as soon as the ankle get messed up, it's knee, thigh, fucking Achilles, hamstring. Everything's just getting messed up just because of your ankle. Because now you're not walking correctly. So it's like, I don't know. I think Cam might be done. I say all that to say I think Cam might be done. I'm really excited to see what happens with Kaepernick. Like if he gets 1 year in, cool. Other than that, I'm not really tripping. You know?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Fuck, what will that be? That'll be like 5 seasons out at that point, won't it?
6.
Whew. Yep, we'll see. It'll be an interesting storyline, though.
And to wrap up, let's quick things to touch on. Brittany Griner finally go to court July 1st.
Free Britney, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that shit. Like they trying to say that it's not a political thing.
Nah, she should have been home. Over marijuana, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but it's Russia. Home. They don't do that shit. Yeah. That's the other part. It's like you can't. I started talking to a chick from Australia, and like we just laugh about the different laws and different. Like they don't have credit cards in Australia. I didn't know that. It's like you spend what you got. Like that's it. But it's like everything's so expensive so you can't spend what you got because half the shit. Like because then I looked at I'm starting to get into reading, and you look at like I'm always into reading, but you know what I mean, like reading newspapers and shit and old history section, and you realize that like, in 1970 the minimum wage was $2.10. The average house was $19,000. In 2027, the average minimum wage is $750 still, and the average house in the U.S. is $199,000.
Yep.
So the housing went up. Housing went up 10. Fucking minimum wage went up 3.
That the math ain't mathing, and it ain't been
math ain't mathing, bro. Math ain't bad, and it's just like we have so many different laws that we get away with that like other countries don't do, and we do it in the sense of this is how our country is going to survive. And I'm like, I don't know if our country is going to survive like this, bro. Like I don't know. A lot of these countries are newer, so it's like you know what I mean. Besides England, right? But like. You know what I mean?
China, Russia, and England are pretty damn old.
Australia's old, bro.
Yep.
Australia's actually really old. So it's like, I don't know, Spain, all those guys. But we also have more money than them hoes. So
for now.
Right.
Let's keep it that way too.
And then last but not least, Jussie Smollett, free Juicy Smollett. Yo, so tell me why I wanted to talk about this one. I wish we got to it earlier. I'm walking out of the pair, and his sister is walking past me.
Juicy Smouliers?
Yeah.
Nice.
His sister was in the Black TV show on HBO that got canceled. She's in a lot of shit. She's actually bigger than him.
I don't know.
Was known more than he was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I forgot. Hold on, I'm trying to look up her name.
That dude. So
Julia Smollett.
Did you see the little announcement that he had when he went on Sway in the morning or whatever, and was like,
Yeah.
I definitely, most assuredly, did not lie, and the court and evidence is out to get me, and they're trying to make it seem like I preyed on the fears of the LGBTQ, but I would not do that because that would make me a piece of shit. And
I saw that part.
You're like, dude, you just can't stop fucking yourself, man.
That's her name, Journey Smollett.
Journey, okay.
No, she is fine, bro.
Let's look this lady.
Yeah, look up Journey, bro. Journey, fine, bro. I think I saw her when she was like young, because we're the same age. Hey. So I don't want nobody to think I'm being a creep. I saw her when she was when we were younger. Which movie was that? She was on Full House. She was like a friend on Full House. ER.
Oh, okay. Yep.
House. That's what it was. She was on House. Was when I like started paying attention to her, and then she was on Lovecraft Country.
Okay.
So she was in a lot of shit before, and then she has like a new Netflix joint, Spiderhead, where she's like the love interest of a white dude. But she's been acting for a minute, bro.
She's in that new female Suicide Squad, the Birds of Prey. I see. Okay.
Yeah. She was Black Canary.
Okay, I haven't seen it. Okay, cool.
You for real?
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Bro, yeah.
I thought the first Suicide Squad was poo-poo. It wasn't until they came out with the next one that I thought was okay. So at that point, when they first pumped out the first Birds of Prey, I was like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, Birds of Prey was all right though.
No, I need to check it out then.
Birds of Prey was all right. It was like, even with Suicide Squad, it was a good movie for what it was, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's how I took it.
Yeah, it was a good movie what it was. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you stuck through this far, you didn't basically heard us just wrap our normal conversation at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is just a check-in about shit that we can talk about in public.
I was gonna say we're not here for you, all right?
At this point, yeah. This is at this point. This is us.
That's what the fuck we do, man.
Let's get the fuck out of here, lady.
With it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's why I'm mad with it. Straight out the trap with it. Whatever you want, whatever you need, it's on tab. Get it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's why I'm mad with it.